respect you, fundamentalist. I respect you, fundamentalist. What's up, everybody? This is D. Joseph Allen. Thanks for tuning in. Today's video, as you notice, I am recording in my car. Sorry for a little bit of the vibration there. I'm recording it directly from my laptop. The video that I want to do today might be a little bit of a rant, but I really want to express this. I hope I can find a coherent way to do it. It stems from a conversation. Once again, I think this is a recurring theme of mine. One more conversation that I had with a few of my friends. You know, I think a lot of us here on YouTube, we forget that you know, at least the ones of us that are here on within this circle of theism and atheism and religion and science, we forget that most people really don't approach the subject the same way that we do. We're used to listening to sometimes intelligent arguments, sometimes not so intelligent arguments, but we know that what the common thread is. We've heard a lot of the same talking points thrown back and forth, and we forget that most people really don't think about these topics and these issues the way that we do. I think that's why a lot of people call themselves, tunnel here. A lot of people call themselves agnostics, and it's not really because they understand what the definition of agnostic is, you know, the technical aspects of it. They just call themselves an agnostic because they don't think about it all that much. So they might say, oh well, I'm agnostic, just, you know, because they don't really want to give their opinion one way or the other. They're what we would call fence sitters. I mean, if you bring up in a regular conversation with somebody who's not used to this, the teleological argument or the transcendental argument, they don't know what the fuck you're talking about. I titled this video, I Respect You, Fundamentalist, because I've come to the realization that, at least with fundamentalists, what you see is what you get. You know what you're getting with them. They're Bible believers. They know that the Bible is the Word of God. They know that Jesus Christ is Lord. At least I can respect that. I can respect that consistency and that dedication to what they believe in. Of course, I mean, so a lot of people would argue, and I would be one of those, that these Christians, they still cherry pick the Bible, or they try to work around and justify some of the nasty stuff that they find. A lot of the times, I can respect them more than moderates, because at least you know what you're getting, and they're straightforward about what they believe. Most of my friends, you know, I guess you could call moderates. I went to a Jewish school, and I grew up there. It's really frustrating, you know, having these discussions with them sometimes. Let me give you an example of what I'm talking about. I was having this conversation with a few of my friends, and I've brought this up before to one of my friend's wives, and her brother is gay. And I always ask her the same question. I say, how can you believe in your religion so vehemently, or, well, not vehemently because she's a moderate, she cherry picks a lot, but how can you take your Judaism seriously, in a sense, when your brother is gay and the Bible clearly states that homosexuals should be stoned to death? And you know, you always get these wishy-washy answers like, how can you take it literally? You know, that's not what it's about, blah, blah, blah. I mean, but at the same time, she turns around and she respects the kosher laws, and she somewhat respects Shabbat, you know, the Sabbath. It's really unnerving when you don't really know what you're getting, I guess is what I'm getting at. Sorry for the redundancy there, but it annoys me so much. And you can't even have a coherent discussion with these people, because as soon as you say something, they turn around. I'll give you another example. Another wife of one of my friends, she's a medical doctor, and I ask her, you know, how can you as a doctor look at, you know, the human body, because she says the human body's perfect, and I say, you well know that the human body's not perfect. she kind of, backtracked on that a little and said, well, yeah, but I know the composition of DNA and I understand how these chemicals work and how they fit together perfectly and everything just works in sync and blah, blah, blah. And then when I tell her, oh, well, yeah, DNA is perfect, what about all the birth defects and everything? Oh, well, that's just nature. Nature is wise. Nature has to weed out, and nature's just wise in that way. And I'm like, oh my God, face palming, I can't believe this. She says, well, I believe in God, and I know that there's a God because of the things I've seen in medicine. Like somebody that had a 1% chance of survival, and then and they made it. You're not arguing with people like we do here on YouTube, with people that understand these fallacies and understand this cherry picking and understand these double standards and these false dichotomies and all this logical inconsistency. You can't really argue with them. And I guess that's why in a lot of ways I really do respect fundamentalists more, because you at least know that when you engage in a discussion with them, you know what their stance is and you know what they believe for the most part. And it's at least easier to engage in a discussion with them. And I mean, you even get some of this on YouTube as well. Stuttering Dave, he made a video about, evolution and original sin are not inconsistent. And so I asked him, well, Stuttering Dave, if you believe in evolution, then you know that there was no Adam and Eve. So how can you believe in evolution and then at the same time believe that Adam and Eve carry original sin? And then if they do, then Jesus, of course, came to redeem us of that sin. But if there was no Adam and Eve, then what did Jesus come for? And this is the answer that I got. Actually, I do believe in Adam and Eve. I just believe that Adam and Eve were the first humans that God decided to imbue with a soul. And I just really couldn't believe that answer. And it goes a lot to what, to theistic evolution, which just racks my brain. I can't get it. So, I don't know. I guess that's about all I wanted to say. But I really do respect fundamentalists in a sense a lot more than I do moderates. Because like I said, it's a little bit more black and white. Not that black and white is necessarily always better, but in these kinds of discussions, most of the time, I'd rather have black and white than so many shades of gray you just can't find the real fucking tone you're looking for. This is D. Joseph Allen. Thanks for watching, everyone.